You're successful. You're crushing it at work. You have the money, you have the car, you have respect. So why are you still single? Or worse, why are you settling for women who aren't even close to your level? So let me tell you something that nobody else will. The same traits that make you a badass at work are making you undateable. And women, they're never going to tell you this to your face. They're just going to ghost you and you'll be left wondering, what the hell did I do wrong? I thought I did everything right. So today I'm going to tell you the truth, and it's going to sting a little bit, but it's also going to change everything for you. My name is Marni, and from here on out, I am going to be your very own personal wing girl. And every week, I will give you the no BS insider info about what women really want versus what they say they want. Plus, I want to give you the most effective methods to win over any woman you like. So hit that subscribe button now so that you never miss a video. All right, let's talk about settling, because that's what you're doing right now, isn't it? You're dating women who don't match your level, women who don't respect you, women who aren't even that attractive to you, or you're not dating anyone at all because the women you actually want keep ghosting you. And you're sitting there thinking, I'm successful, I have everything. Why is this so hard? It should be easier. So here's why it's happening. You're probably showing up like an a-hole. Now, before you click off of this video and say, screw you, Marni, I'm not an a-hole, hear me out. You're probably not actually an a-hole. You're probably a solid guy. You've worked your ass off. You've earned everything you have. But the way you show up with women, it's the same way you show up at work. And what makes you respected in the boardroom makes you completely undateable. So let me break this down for you. At work, your aggressive confidence works, your directness works, your I'm in charge, let's do it my way energy works. And it should work. You've built your success with that energy. You're alpha. That's who you should be at work. But with women, that same energy makes you look like a controlling, arrogant prick. And here's the worst part. Women will never tell you this. They're going to smile. They'll say, thanks for dinner. They'll text you back really politely, and then they'll disappear. They will never contact you again because women don't tell aggressive men they're acting like a-holes. We just ghost you. So you're left thinking, what did I do wrong? I was confident. I took charge. I showed leadership. I was in control on that date. Yeah, and if you were in a business meeting, that would have worked out really well for you. But on a date, she saw you as controlling, she saw you as dismissive and arrogant. Let me tell you exactly what's happening, because you may not see it, but sometimes you're too direct. What feels like confident leadership at work feels like a bossy a-hole on a date. You're probably making all the decisions without asking her input, which means you're picking the restaurant, the activity, the timing, and you're not even asking her what she wants. At work, that's leadership. On a date, she feels steamrolled. So you're probably being too aggressive. You interrupt her, you correct her. You tell her what she should think or do, not because you're a dick, but because that's how you operate when you're winning. But to her, it feels like you don't value her opinion, like you think you're smarter than her, like she's an employee, not an equal. You talk about yourself way too much. Here's another thing. Look, you should be proud of what you've accomplished. You've earned the right to talk about it, right? But when you spend the entire day talking about your business, your deals, your wins, your accomplishments, to her, you sound like an arrogant brag who only cares about himself. You don't actually listen. You're used to being the smartest guy in the room, and most of the time you are. I'm gonna give you that, you are. But when she's talking and you're just waiting for your turn to speak, when you're nodding but clearly not paying attention, she feels dismissed, unimportant, like you're humoring her. And here's what happens next. She says goodnight politely at the end of the day, and then she goes home and texts her friends that she was just on the date with the biggest asshole or the biggest a-hole she's ever met in her entire life. And you never hear from her again. Meanwhile, you're sitting there thinking, I was confident, I was successful. What more does she want? I'm like the guy on paper they should all want. So here's what happens when you keep showing up this way. Amazing, beautiful, high quality women don't choose you. The beautiful, warm, supportive women you actually want, they have options. They're not going to tolerate being steamrolled or dismissed. So they move on, and you never even know why, which leaves you with two options. Option one, you stay single, right? Be successful, stay single. You keep going on first dates that go nowhere. You keep getting ghosted. You keep wondering what's wrong with women. That could be your first option. Option two, you settle. You date women who do tolerate your behavior, women who are desperate enough, insecure enough, or damaged enough to put up with it, and you end up in relationships with women who don't match your level, women who don't respect you, women who drain you instead of energize you, and you tell yourself, well, this is the best that I can do. That's complete BS. You didn't settle when you built your business. You didn't settle when you bought your house. You didn't settle when you chose your career or any of the things that are like that. So why the hell are you settling for a woman who isn't good enough for you? Here's the good news. You don't have to change who you are. You just have to learn when to turn it off. Your alpha energy works at work. It does not work on dates. And once you learn the difference between the confident leader and arrogant a-hole, everything completely changes. So here's what you need to do. Number one, stop treating dates like business meetings. Stop being the CEO. Start being present. Ask her questions. Actually listen to her answers. Let her have input on decisions. Number two, stop leading with your accomplishments. She doesn't care about your resume. She cares about how you make her feel. Stop trying to impress her. Start creating emotion and connection. This is not a business meeting. Number three, stop being so damn aggressive. You don't need to dominate every conversation. You don't need to correct her. You don't need to prove you're the smartest guy in the room. Just be confident without being controlling. Number four, learn to read the room. At work, being direct and outcome-focused works. On a date, you need to be playful, spontaneous, and emotionally present. Know when to turn on your business brain and when to turn it off. When you do this, amazing, beautiful, high quality women stop ghosting you. They start chasing you and you stop settling. You start attracting the women you actually want, beautiful, warm, supportive, high quality, the kind of woman who makes you glad you stopped acting like an a-hole on dates. Look, I've been coaching successful men for 21 years. CEOs, entrepreneurs, executives, alphas, guys just like you who are crushing it at work and struggling with women. And I've seen this pattern thousands of times. The guys who fix this fast don't do it alone. They get help. That's why I created a free guide that I want to give to you called Why Successful Men Fail with Women and How to Fix It. Inside, you are going to learn the exact behaviors that make you look like an a-hole, even though you're not, how to adjust your alpha energy so it attracts women instead of repelling them, the difference between confident and controlling, women know this instantly, and how to stop settling and start attracting high quality women. So click the link below, download the guide right now, and start fixing everything. That said, thanks for watching this video to the very end. You're too successful to keep settling for women who aren't good enough for you. And as always, I'm Marni, your personal wing girl, and I will see you next week.